Well, welcome back, and as mentioned in our last video when we were in Denali, we are in fact now in Fairbanks, Alaska. And while we spent an entire week here, we're going to start with Museum of the North at University of Alaska. Now, when we got to the Museum of the North, we knew that there were a few exhibits that we wanted to see, but we were blown away with the sheer number of exhibits, how dynamic it was, the different types of sciences. And being a family that does school on the road, it's important to us that we expose our kids to many different types of things. And the Museum of the North has many, many different things to see. So one cool thing about this museum, and it looks like they have quite a few cool things, but one of them is they have Bus 142 here, which, if you've ever seen the movie Into the Wild, there's a gentleman who decided to disconnect from society, and he went out into the Alaska bush after hitchhiking and traveling the United States for quite some time. He needed to disconnect even more. He had no bank account, no residence, and he ended up heading out into Alaska, where he spent the last 100 days of his life. They found him in a bus that actually they didn't decide to remove until people were trying to get to it. Somebody else died in 2017. So we're going to check that out while we're here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So part of the point of us being out here on the road is the education piece. Some days it's exactly like a field trip, and we can do that in succession. The exhibit behind me is of an extinct bison that lived 36,000 years ago. They went extinct 10,000 years ago, and they found this in the permafrost here in Alaska. Now, this bison actually goes by the name of Blue Babe and can be found in the interior portion of the Gallery of Alaska. Now, the Gallery of Alaska is divided into 5 regional sections, which represent major ecological regions of Alaska, as well as the natural and cultural history of these regions. So you get a flavor of not only the animals that live in Alaska, but the history of the indigenous people, the gold rushes and miners that came to Alaska to become rich and to find their way. As mentioned, the museum is very dynamic. So what is something up here that you want to see before we go home?
The Aurora Borealis.
So tell me about the Aurora Borealis. What is it?
It's caused by geomagnetic storms interacting with Earth's atmosphere.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Geomagnetic storms interacting with Earth's atmosphere.
Over there.
Oh, wow. Come tell me about it. Have you watched this already?
No, I haven't, but this is right now. This is the world probability right now. We are over here, and we are in the 0% right now. Including, if I pull it up on my phone, the Aurora app. It shows the exact same thing. This is the southern hemisphere. There's a 0% chance of seeing it right now, but if I look at this, it shows that right now, and this right here. The exact same thing.
So you got this app on your phone that explains it?
It's called Aurora.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do about seeing this. And jumping ahead just a little bit to a future video, I can tell you that we did find some luck. Now, as you make your way down the hall to the main exhibit area, you're greeted by an 8'9" brown bear named Otto. that greets visitors and is by far one of the museum's most impressive and popular exhibits. As you move around, of course, you're going to see other animals and the mammoth and mastodon display, which is super cool. They even allow you to put hands on some of these items. We don't normally get the opportunity to do that, but it's a great experience for us and the kids. You can see the little signs here that say, go ahead. Do you know her?
It's my aunt.
Is that your aunt? What does she do for a living?
Read about her. I can only imagine by her outfit.
We found this bowhead whale. So this was actually harvested in September of 1963, just east of Point Barrow, where we just visited in Utqiagvik. Back then it was Barrow. Pretty amazing.
So this next exhibit is different than any one that we've seen before in any other museum. And it's a room where you go to listen, and the light and the sounds are guided by the time of day, the phase of the moon, the atmosphere, all of these different things to allow you to connect a little bit differently to your surroundings. Now, this museum has the Roseberry, Alaska Art Gallery, which has over 2,000 years of Alaskan art, ancient ivory carvings, contemporary sculptures. They got native and non-native Alaskans, which, as their website says, these are all expressions of the Alaskan experience. And as you may have guessed, there's just too much to show you here. You'll need to go to the Museum of the North to visit it and get the depth and breadth of everything that they have to offer in the art gallery. It's important to note that this next exhibit is away from the main building at the Museum of the North and across campus. Could be a short walk. You may decide to drive.
The other day we were here at the museum at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and we were talking about bus 142. We had to come back because we ran out of time. We started late, as we sometimes do. But today we are at the engineering building here at the same university in Fairbanks, and we're going to check out this bus 142. This story is pretty amazing. Highly recommend.
To catch you up if you didn't see the last episode, Into the Wild is a movie based on true events, the Chris McCandless story, a man who ventured out into the Alaskan bush to attempt to live off the land and found this bus, which now resides at the University of Fairbanks. Now, the Chris McCandless story is amazing. What's equally as amazing is the story of how the bus made it to the university. And Mile 30 Adventures here, who I'm going to go ahead and drop in the link below, expands on not only the extraction, but the human connection that people have made to this bus. He himself was able to visit the bus before the bus was extracted and gives a unique perspective to that human connection. All right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We got more coming. We're going to continue taking you through Fairbanks, Alaska, down to the lower 48 and beyond. This is our thing. We're going to keep going. Remember, whatever that thing is for you, don't wait. This is not a trial run.